I'm Beverly. I'm the voice you've heard on some of the videos previously on my channel, and will probably just be a voice here for most of my videos because I use my phone. I find it easier for me to see what you're seeing and therefore am not on the screen. So today I'm using my computer. I wanted to come to you and tell you what I've done with the starts, just in case you're using this as a way to start yourself. That's kind of why I started recording this. I was helping a friend start her own garden, and I thought, well, why not share it with all of you? So I did not like my ratio of starts I had. The germination ratio was a little low, so I started a new tray. Let me put that up here. Started a new tray, and it was on the desk, and I just recently moved it down there next to the printer, so just a little further away because of the mold. I was thinking that the draft from the window where I have the other plants, even with the heating pad, is a little bit too much, and that could be why my germination rate is lower. Sorry, just checked my camera. And that's why I'm seeing the mold as well. So I tried a new tray. This tray was completely full, and I will take you up to the next tray and show you in a minute. Well, that was not completely full. Okay, up here, you can see that tray. I went through and I pulled the walk wool. This, if I can get it to focus, sorry. This is walk wool. I pulled the walk wool, and I'm just going to turn this off so we're not having focusing issues. There we go. I pulled the walk wool that didn't have any germination in it over here, because even the toothpick ones were past the 10 days germination date, so that they're not going to germinate. And then I left a hole so I could monitor my water level in this one and keep them nice and moist, because that might be another reason that my germination rate was so low, was that it didn't have the right temperatures. Each plant, each species of plant likes a different temperature range, and I had mentioned before that the air from the window behind might be making things a little bit too cool. So I've since added some of the sprouts so they could be near the grow light to this tray. That's why it looks full again. And then I'm seeing that a lot of these older ones are tall before they actually get leaves. That's called leggy. And I would like them to be more like that one in the back, where that stem is nice and thicker, because it helps it to sustain the winds when you put it outside. So I moved them closer to the light. You can either move the light down, or I just put something underneath them to bring them closer to the light, so that hopefully we can get them stronger. If I had more time, I would just scratch all this and start over. But our growing season in Colorado is a short time frame, and I wanted to make sure that I had something to put in the garden so that we could actually enjoy the fruits, the peppers, the tomatoes, which are technically, tomatoes are fruit, but peppers are vegetable. The fruits of our labor. The double toothpicks here are my way of marking that I thinned out previous plants. So some of these that have 2 or 3 or 4 plants in them, I have carefully pulled this is just a lettuce with a ton. Carefully pulled, and then I've put it in a new rock wool with 2, just so I can keep track and see if that method is going to allow the roots to develop or if they die off and they don't like that at all. Here is the soil, the peat moss, or the peats, Jiffy peat pods. I did the same thing in those with the 2, just thinning them out so that they have room to develop nice roots. I have also switched from watering straight water. Come back here and turn my light back on. I've also switched from just straight water to nutrient water because the Jiffy pods have the nutrients in them that the starts need. I was kind of using that as my guide. My rock wool plants were looking thinner, as you can see in the video, and so I thought, well, they need more nutrients than they're getting in just the water because the rock wool doesn't have any nutrients in it. So I'm using the liquid. This is a 2-part system. So you take your water that you've left in room temperature for 24 hours to allow the chlorination to evaporate off. If you're in the city, like we are here where I'm starting my plants, and that because the plants don't like chlorination. And then you add your A and B in the system into the water and use that to water your plants once you get your pH calibrated. And I will go into more detail on that the next time I mix up my water system. But I'm just doing half strength water. I am doing it in my peat moss as well, in my peat pods as well, just because it's easier to have 1 watering can than 2, and I'm just using a regular distilled water milk jug to mix it up in. And if I didn't mention this, it's half strength, not full strength yet. I'll go to full strength when I put it in my actual hydroponics system. If you are just using soil and peat moss, peat pods, I keep calling it peat moss, that's one of the ingredients, but not all of it. If you're just using your peat pods or growing soil, you do not need the liquid. And I'm actually going to be in later videos switching over to some dry mix instead of the liquid mix nutrients. It's just easier to get the exact measurement you need to get the different strengths. Because I'm kind of guessing with this one whether or not I've hit that half strength mark or not. So, because I don't mix up a full gallon at a time, I only need half a gallon when I mix it up to fill my trays. So that is our update. I will continue to update you and show you what I am seeing, and hopefully these videos are helping you if you are growing your own vegetables and fruits at home in a garden. Thanks.